Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name. Here is a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Ha, let's start the show. Hey,
What's up?
hello and welcome to Insert Name. Here is a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. What's going on, Insurgentists? Welcome to the newest, hottest, singlest episode on YouTube, on Spotify. Welcome to the hottest Insert Name Here episode, fresh off the presses.
Indeed. Not fresh off the boat. We don't do that anymore.
Whoa. We're not going to Shawshank.
Rikers with grizzly bears.
You guys got to listen to the Spotify exclusive premium content. That was insane. I did not think he would do that, but that is so like him. To like make fun and have like jokes about it.
To be clear, this is coming from the best AI artist.
Oh, you think that's fake? Is that fake?
He's 100% fake.
Okay.
I do want to actually shout this guy out.
Wait, are you gonna show me like where like dude had like 4 fingers instead of 5 or something?
No, nothing like that. He's one of the best because he does them that good. It is so convincing. He does go ahead and throw up a frame at the end where he gives like a definition of like fiction or unreal. But Maverick Alexander at Maverick Darby.
Okay, so that was AI.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That looked really real.
Yeah. Like I said, he's one of the best doing that. So, you know, the clip is 1, funny to share, but then 2, pretty magnificent. You know, people are really putting the time in to get this right. All the better off for it. Guys like you and me, the sky's the limit. We can say whatever we want. If people are doing AI that good.
Oh, we could just say it's AI.
Yeah, no, that's AI, obviously.
Yeah, dude, that was a bot.
Of course I didn't deny that. That was AI.
They're trying to frame me, dude.
You really think I'd do something that's illegal in lots of countries?
This has been a sting operation since the 80s. Can you believe this? I've been put under mind control for 20 years.
Somebody set my sleeper cell agent activation code.
That's not me in the footage, man. They edited that in a special spatial minefield of articulate.
That reminds me of, do you remember Timmy Thick?
No, who's that?
Oh, dude.
All I can think of is Tiny Tim.
Alright, this is upsetting.
You know Tiny Tim, right?
Yeah, tips toes through the tulips.
To the tulips with me, yeah, or whatever.
So, this upsets me.
What?
This is a very upsetting individual.
Thick Timmy?
Yeah, but,
Oh, what the?
yeah.
Wait, who is this person?
Timmy Thick, he was like this Instagrammer.
Is it a femboy?
I mean, basically, I'm pretty sure that was like the thing. But the reason that I thought about this
Oh, he's got the kissy mark next to his name.
is when he quit Twitter, I think, somebody...
He went to Blueski?
No, this is way before that.
Okay.
But this reminds me of sleeper agents because somebody posted like, Timmy Thick has been a social experiment conducted by Harvard University. For the past 18 months, we've used your reaction to him to gather data. Thank you for your participation. Implying that Timmy Thick not real at all.
Yeah.
Much like the sleeper agents that we get to pretend we are next time we get in hot water.
I got MK Ultra. No, but yeah, that is good though. That's like a sort of like a, what's it called? An industry plant. Like you could make an industry plant to like get money or like to do some sort of research, I guess, is what they did. Now, I think the post that you saw was fake, right? Like, I think they were just making a funny haha about Timmy Thick being a plant and whatever. But it could be.
Yeah.
There's definitely real industry plants. They're real. But people don't usually do research with them. They usually try to make tons of money off of them.
Yeah. Man. What's your favorite industry plant?
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, real. Valid. Honestly. Although she's more of like a Nepo baby type deal.
I don't actually know if she's an industry plant. She is a clone. She's not real.
She's like a legacy hire situation.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Have you heard the story about her dying in the desert and then like getting another one?
Yeah, you know,
Look-alike.
same with Avril Lavigne. Same
Yeah.
with Paul McCartney. Like, that's such a normal thing.
Paul McCartney's a wraith, dude. He's not even a human. He's a wraith.
But yeah, what you said was so normal that I just like, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, we all know that.
Yeah, that's an old one, dude. We all knew that one. That was like 2012, bro.
I think my favorite industry plant right now has got to be this rapper called Ian.
Not the dude that goes, I hit my mom with the mom.
Shout out to Martin Luther King. He had a dream.
I had to hit her.
My grandmother just called me a fucking poop.
Anyway,
But yeah, no.
Who's Ian? Who's this guy?
Yeah, so he's like the ultimate Gen Z wigger, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay, I get what you're saying. He's not the guy that wears the do-rag, is like a ginger, and is like, would you date me? I'd date me. You know that guy?
No.
'Cause that guy's kind of a
That
Gen
guy-
Z.
That guy's actually authentic, and
Oh.
I don't know what that guy's age is, but that's millennial coded wigger, where they are. So the eras of wigdom, it wasn't too bad.
This is an insane conversation we're having.
Yeah. So Gen X, it was like
Yeah.
pretty normal. It was fine. It was especially because what the whites were glomming onto then was like conscious rap, guys like Nas in the East Coast. Millennial wigdom was a problem. Is they adopted the full-on dress.
Well, it was like Nelly.
They all acted like they came from 8 Mile or whatever. They all threw on the voice really hard. Gen Z now is kind of evened out because just everybody uses AAVE. We can honestly drop the African from that. It's just American vernacular English. Everybody talks that way now. It's lit fam. What's up? Like,
Okay, yeah, yeet, as the
Yeah.
kids say.
indeed. So Ian,
I'm cool with the kids.
Ian's kind of the peak of this.
Yeah.
And it's very funny to me. Tyler, the creator, has been hating on him for years, just for being
And
being a culture vulture.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, there's rappers out there who are corny and they're putting it on and they're not actually about the culture at all. He's never named him, but everyone has kind of figured out.
Yeah, that sounds like country music, doesn't it? Kind of.
That's the same problem with country music.
That put
yeah.
on the airs of being about the culture, but they're really not.
Yeah, real Morgan Wallen style.
I don't know if this Ian guy is like that or not. He might actually live by what he says, but
And you look, he made the double XL freshman list this year, which you don't have to be in your first year as an artist to make double XL freshman. It's just sort of getting co-signed by
it means that you're making it.
the mainstream rap labels.
Yeah, it means you're gonna make it. Like Lil Uzi Vert got on there, and like Kodak Black was on there
I mean,
a while back. That was a long time ago.
there'll never be a better double XL freshman cipher than the 2016 cipher.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, wasn't it?
But
Good,
yeah.
good callback. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
But the thing with Ian, if you go watch his segment of the double XL, the shit is so dumb. It's mad corny. Instead of doing it over a beat, he gets some of the other freshmen to do like a snap and clap type beat, and the syncopation on it is just them going,
Yeah, but is the
and the bars are like,
are the bars good?
no, he says shit like, damn, I'm on my Britney Spears, oops, I hit again. Like, it's all just like really surface level reference about how dope and swag he is. It's Justin Bieber was more authentic.
Yeah, okay, compare him to Young Gravy. Because when I think of meme and like corny rappers, I think of Young Gravy. But I think he's good.
Yeah, see, Young Gravy, yes, meme, not corny, because he has identified his lane and he uses all of it. He is very much like the concept of Young Gravy. Everything he does makes sense. And that's why he has cross culture appeal. There's, guys who are just getting into music who have not developed their taste at all that's like the kind of person that's an Ian fan. I didn't want to turn this into the Ian hate hour, but now I've fully explained why he kind of sucks. So
I mean, it wasn't an Ian hate hour. It was just an Ian observation hour where we were like, yeah, this guy, not a good rapper. Why is he on the XXL freshman list? Well, how is this guy making it? Industry plant? Maybe.
yeah, it feels like it, but
If he is, dude, he's not famous enough, I don't think, because I haven't really heard of him. So, and you said Tyler Kerr's been shitting on him for years, and I haven't even heard of that. You know what I mean? So he's not big yet. He's not that big yet, guys. Only if you're in the rap sphere do you know about him.
yeah, which is
Big rap head over here, by the way.
which is crazy because I remember the year that I was like, I think I'm done keeping up with rap music.
Exactly. That's why I'm like astonished. I'm like, okay, buddy.
And see that was 2018, so that's why I'm confused because it's been quite some time.
Yeah, like I've known about this guy since 2018.
And then he's been off the air for years, so that's why I'm confused.
Where'd my friend Courage the Cowardly Dog go?
Good, man. And I guess I kind of stepped on your shtick a little bit. Do you have a question for me?
I didn't have one exactly prepared at the moment.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, this week has been like kind of a blur. I guess this week it went by so fast.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's just do ultimate getting coffee talk.
Sure, this past week we did celebrate the 4th of July here in America, and that means a day off from work. So it was only a 4-day week, and yet it just flew by.
It's crazy. I mean, any day off is a good day off, right? But it fucks me up real bad when a holiday is on a Friday, because Thursday night, now I'm feeling like it's Friday night.
Oh yeah, right.
And so now I'm stuck with 2 Saturdays. Like, what do I do with that?
I'm stuck with 2 Saturdays. Not stuck with 2 Sundays?
You only need 1 day to rest. You need to rest more than God did. Come on, man.
What the hell's wrong with you, man? God put in the work. But, yeah, it did make it feel a little bit weird. And then I had to go back to work on Saturday, so that was like, oh, God.
All tipsy-turvy. It's Tuesday for you right now.
It's fucking Wednesday right now, my dude. Ah! Hump day! Mike!
Dilly-dilly.
Let's just scream as many slogans as we can from commercials.
Live Moz.
I'm not doing it anymore. No one gets free play here.
It's because you can't remember any. Folks, I know more slogans.
I have more brain rot. Dude, I'm not.
I mean, we can go brain rot for brain rot.
We could, but I'm not free playing on the episode about giving sponsorship to these brands that don't deserve it.
Oh, it's not endorsement. This is purely a test of mental acuity.
I see, okay.
What you know about Tung 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 Sahur?
I know it's Italian.
How about that Trallalero Tralala?
It's like cappuccino ballerino, whatever it is.
Yes,
Cappuccini ballerini.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know all that stuff. That Italian brain rot stuff that came on, I didn't really fuck with it. I'm so for real.
Dude, it is.
Alicia, no, whatever it is.
Out of all the brain rot flavors to come out, it is the most Cocoa Melon of all the brain rot, both in animation quality and in content quality.
Yeah.
Tung 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 Sahur is just a piece of wood with a baseball bat. He hits things. Tung Tung Tung. Trallalero Tralala is a Muslim terrorist. That's the background on Trallalero Tralala.
Wow. What the fuck? What's happening? Why are we portraying a Middle Eastern man as a terrorist?
Why are we portraying him as a shark?
I think that part's less important. I think that part is less important.
Well, I understand, at least. There's the 2 decades of, well, more than that. That stereotype goes back to the 40s. I mean, not the 40s. 40 years. It goes back to the 80s. So that stereotype, I at least know where that comes from. I have no idea where you get shark.
Shawshank Shark. Okay. I think we transition here.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, damn. Well, I think we transition maybe into Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah, man. It's
Just because, that's somewhat relevant to this.
yeah.
That is what it's the joke's based on. The Shawshank Shark Redemption, whatever.
Indeed.
Um,
It's not a Bombadillo Crocodillo. It's Alligator Alcatraz.
So yeah, what's the deal with that place?
Yeah, it's actually for something like this. It's a pretty state of the art mass internment center. They put it up pretty quickly over the course of 8 days in the swamps of Florida, hence alligator. And then you imprison people there. There's your Alcatraz.
Well, I heard there was a moat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look this up.
Is there a moat with alligators in it?
I've seen the pictures of the inside, and I'm hyped up on that. But let's get the outside view. Man, why is that such a hard word to say? From the outside. Images. Damn. No, there's not a moat. It's just it looks like what they've done is they've built up kind of like they had to do for Disney World. Disney World, they had to put foundation in, pull it. So they've gone into the swamp. They've made a place to build on, and then they didn't clear out any of the swamp around it. So literal moat, I don't think so. That's not
Okay, so that was
hyper-
exaggeration.
Yeah.
Yeah, hyperbole about the moat. But there are alligators in the area, but it's not like they were like, you guys are gonna keep all these illegals in here.
You're gonna earn your keep, boy.
you guys want dead chickens and fish? You better no, they didn't train the alligators. They're just there because that's where they live.
Real shit, when it comes to the Everglades like that, I would be less worried about the gators than I would be about
Like
the anaconda population.
Yeah, like the snakes would probably be more dangerous. Gators don't typically, I think, go after people. Typically. They will, but they don't usually. Especially the worst place to encounter a gator, we all know, is in the water. That is the worst spot because gators have tons of mobility in the water.
I'm not saying that you could necessarily pull it off, but at least in theory with a gator, if you can get a good hammer strike on the top of the nose, on the top of the noggin,
Yeah.
smack its mouth shut real hard, you'll freak it out. It'll fuck off.
Probably.
An anaconda, most men are not wrestling down an anaconda.
No, there's no way to get it past an anaconda. Gator, I think you can punch it in the nose as like a way to get it to back off. That's like a last minute thing. You don't just do that.
Theoretically, he's doing a lot of work there.
But you don't just do that. The gator's in my face and I need it to leave. And you're praying.
You don't fucking square up on him.
Don't put your hands up and defend yourself against the gator. Run.
But yeah, so
on land, you stand way better of a shot, by the way. On land, you can get away, probably. Because gators aren't as fast on land as they are in the water.
If you can go, as soon as you start taking a tangent away from they go straight. They go straight really good. They don't go side to side very good at all.
Not very good at going side to side, these gators.
Just pull out a little bit of that 9th grade geometry. Think about what plane you're on and take a tangent.
Yeah. But anyway, that's crazy they built that in 8 days.
Yeah, and even more so, the quality to which the inside is built, it is probably the nicest internment camp in history. A lot of people raise complaints about the toilet situation. I think it's something like 20 beds, and then this room, they'd have 20 beds, bunk bed style in here, and then 3 toilets for those 20 people. Which is a pretty good ratio. How much pissing and shitting are you going to be doing?
Wait, how many toilets?
3.
And then there's 20 beds, and there's 10 of them with bunk beds.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, 3 toilets for 10 people. I mean, 20 people.
Yeah, it's how much pissing and shitting are they going to be doing?
But it's kind of like prison style, right? Like there's no stall.
It's very much prison style.
Like you're Roman shitting, like you're like hanging out with your bros while you shit.
Yeah, there's the minimum amount of privacy. And here's the thing: if you've never looked at a prison toilet or if you've never had to use one, you have to you can have your privacy in terms of being exposed, but you have to work for it. You really have to be like, all right, here I'm going down, and this is where I'm covering, and all right, now we're down, and everyone can see my knees. I don't like that, but it's okay. It's okay.
Better than seeing my willy. Is that what you're saying?
No one can see the giblets. So it is what it's like. It's not going to be that nice. It's a fucking prison, but for a prison, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's good. And
It's like
climate
controlled and everything.
And I mean, I guess they deserve to go to prison because they're illegal. They've done crime.
It's also a very temporary facility.
They don't stay there for that long, do they? How long are people staying there for?
Well, I mean, with the building being as new as it is, I don't know that it even has had any bodies in it yet. But
okay, so it's
it's new, but just
they haven't even put anybody in there yet. Why are people talking about it?
It's because the optics on it. If you want to spin it as negatively as possible, you can go, oh, literal cages. They're putting them in literal cages. I mean, the counterpoint to that is like, yeah, it's a fucking prison.
It's like, yeah, that's what they've always done.
Yeah.
Put the kids in cages.
But yeah, when you think about other, let's even think American history. The last time that we did internment camps.
Is that World War II?
Yeah, we put
for the Japanese.
We put the Japanese and people forget that we put Italians and we put Germans. All three of those groups, because none of them were assimilated to any degree. So it's just good tactics. It's just good strategy. Sorry, you're probably not doing anything wrong, but you got to go.
Yeah, well, those internment camps were not like other camps.
I was.
They're a little more. They were a little better than some of these other camps.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it in the American frame here. Right. This is a lot better.
We've done camps. We did them the best.
This is a lot better than tents in a dirt field in California.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, it's a nice building.
A nice little bit of humanitarian fascism never hurt anybody.
Humanitarian fascism.
I mean, it is kind of the most humanitarian political ideology, point blank, period. If you're the kind of person that cares about your country,
Yeah, if you're America first, you're thinking of the American Party.
Let's go ahead and pivot into that. There's nothing American about the America Party.
Nothing American? But it's called the America Party.
Yeah, but when the platform of the party is, let's get infinity H-1Bs and force the government to subsidize my companies because it really is the Elon Musk party. And his two biggest political positions are infinity H-1Bs and the government has to subsidize all of my companies.
But he's not even originally American.
Yeah, well, anyone can, if you assimilate, and here's the thing that people don't do anymore, and that's part of why we've gotten to these problems. Tons of these new immigrants are not assimilating. They're completely maintaining their foreign identity. I digress.
Yeah.
But yeah, infinity foreign workers and
we've been over that.
My special companies must be paid for by the government, or some of the most un-American stuff I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's that. Give me.
Yeah.
Give me
that. You have, and so you give me.
Oh, you think we're all rich? You give me.
Yes. Shoo.
Let's call back.
But yeah, so that they filed the paperwork for it, I believe, either yesterday or on Friday, which it's crazy work. Crazy work. Let's do something really un-American on Independence Day. The gall.
The funniest part to me about it was there was a poll to if you should make the party, and there was 1 million votes or something to get it. It's you realize a lot of those votes probably weren't American.
It wasn't a geo.
Twitter is a international thing.
Yeah, that would be my number one thing I'd wish for on the site is to please just give us geo filtering. please let me choose what countries I see. What countries are allowed to interact with my posts.
Then we couldn't get sick posts from the Iran military. Like, we didn't start this.
Oh, they're not getting filtered. That's of course I'm not gonna filter out Ayatollah Khomeini. He's one of the best posters of all time. We didn't get to talk about this last week when it was more relevant.
Holy shit! Yeah.
But a lot of people who were opposed to the strikes, they were like, "All right, let's go see at least. Let's go see." Because there's a balance of power there, right? Like Iran does have a president, they have the regular politics side, but then being an Islam state, the religion plays a heavy factor in as well.
It plays a huge factor over there.
And so just as important as the president, his name escapes me right now, Tucker Carlson just interviewed him, I'm looking forward to watching that. But Ayatollah Khomeini, he's the current religious head of state, if you will.
Yeah, like a pope.
In a way, yeah, that's a good analogy.
Well, back in the day, back in Islam, there was the caliphate, right? That was the big one, but I don't know what's going on with all that now, because there's like Sunnis and
they're having a really hard time reconciling all of it.
Yeah, but I do know that Iran has its own thing going on because they're a little different. So okay, so he's the leader. What about him?
Yeah, so they went back through his tweets and like basically for the past decade and a half, for the last 15 years. He's just been incredibly based online.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, saying stuff that like, it's important to treat women well, for they are a treasure. Men do not have good things without good women.
Okay, well, I mean, you know what goes on in Iran, right?
Yeah.
You show your ankles, you're getting fucking beat. You might die.
That sounds really easy to me. I kind of, if I'm a woman and I hear that, I know how I'm dressing. Like, that's so simple.
I don't know, man. Because literally, like, I think it was the 70s, Iran was like
basically a Western nation.
Yeah, like they were like the Islamic stuff happened later. Like it's very recent.
Yeah, it actually happened as a direct result of the CIA manufacturing. The Iran-Contra thing was an entire false flag from top to bottom. The CIA was just in there fucking around, being like, I say just fucking around. There's reasons. I'll have notes on this. Not important. All you need to know is that portion of the Middle East, that entire swath of what are now the Islamic states, a lot of them were on their way to being Western-style nations. And then because of the agenda of the powers that be, the people who actually have their hand on the lever, they're like, we're going to fuck your entire shit up and install radical Islamists. So that's how we got that.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's all, It's those
must have been the Saudi Arabian agenda, because Saudi Arabia has always been the way they have been.
Well, I mean, that set of actions laid the stage for what's called the Clean Break Memo. And if you want to go down a rabbit hole, go ahead and Google the Clean Break Memo, and you'll see it's all this goes back to like the late 40s in terms of, well, if you really want to trace it back, it kind of goes back to the 1870s. A guy named Theodore Herschel, some of his ideas.
Okay, the Zionist. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting way far afield. I just gave you a bunch of good nuggets to Google.
What the fuck? Yeah, dude. What the hell are you saying right now? You're saying that Zionists caused radical Islam?
Yeah. It's still. Well, you know what? Let's go for it.
No, let's not go for it. Let's not go for it. That's crazy talk, brother.
Let me just give you the broad strokes of the idea without co-signing it or declaring it definitive truth.
Please.
The idea here is that Zionism set the stage for Israel, the current nation state.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, for sure.
And the continuation of that is sort of a greater Israel idea that requires the regime change and then complete takeover and assimilation into sort of a greater Israel theory.
So in other words, Israel is supposed to be taking over the entire Middle East.
Yeah. And now the Clean Break Memo.
And the way to set that up was to make them all radical Islamists?
Yeah, completely destabilize them so that there was no opposition to eventual takeover. It would have relied a lot on the best military in the world. So when you start thinking of it in that way, it make more sense of how closely tied the United States military actions in the Middle East are to the State of Israel's agenda. it's a line that a lot of people draw. It's one that I find fun and interesting to read about. Again, not in this moment co-signing it as the truth, but that's where those things I was saying were headed. So
That's crazy.
Cards on the table. Let's just be honest about it. That is what I was getting at. I digress. Anyway, going back to Ayatollah Khomeini, pretty cool guy, pretty moderate compared to the image that you would get of the typical radical Islamist. And it's very heartening to know that, you know, as the guy who kind of has more power than the president in a way, that, you know, he might be a Muslim, but he's chill about it. He's kind of chill with it. He's kind of cool.
He's kind of saying wise things. Oh man, what a guy!
Imagine that, devoting your life to thinking about higher principles and, you know.
Yeah, being a religious head, meaning you're like care about shit like that. Oh man, who would have guessed he would actually say good things? It's like the Dalai Lama makes a tweet, and you're like, oh my god, it's the most profound thing I've ever seen.
Exactly. So yeah, there's no way I'm geo-filtering out.
But yeah. Oh my god, that's going way back in the thread. Yeah, like
I just want to geo-filter India. They're the worst at posting. No good memes. They're all they do is reply guy to stuff, and they want you to follow them on Telegram. Like, I'm not going off. I'm here. I'm on this site. I'm not going to another site.
I'm not gonna go to a text conversation with you.
I don't have WhatsApp. That's for other countries. I have a phone number. I don't need a Telegram.
It's like, yeah, Telegram is just like sending text messages. Like, it's so, I don't know.
It's sending text messages, but every thread has 300 people in it.
It's the biggest group chats you've ever seen. I don't know. I did think of my question for you.
Thank God.
My question is, what do you do if you think a game is too hard?
You know, a lot of the times, and this actually
And I want you to consider it from a multiplayer game, not like a single player game.
Okay. I mean, this happens to me in multiplayer as well, even though I'm a solo gamer, Chad, these days. But a lot of times, if a game's too hard, experience has taught me that I'm probably doing something wrong. So I'm hitting up YouTube videos, watching 2 or 3 of those. I'm asking. I'll plug a question into Google and I'll put Reddit on the end so I can see what people are saying about it. And like 8 out of 10 times, it is. In fact, I was doing something wrong.
You think it's probably a skill issue?
Yeah, I mean, skill issue is a overused way of saying that.
It is.
But 8 out of 10 times a skill issue. One of those 1 out of 10 times, it's just my internet is actually shitty that day, and I'm like, all right, well, Comcast said I can't play.
So not you. You would never blame the game.
And then 1 out of 10 times there is something that is legitimately bullshit. But that is 1 out of 10 times. That cannot be the first thing I go to. I can't just blame the game. You kind of just got to get good most of the time.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people out there who will not admit that, even though it's like a fundamental truth of gaming.
I will say that was a great way. That was a great answer. There's been a huge sentiment in the DVD community recently about Killer being too hard for a multitude of reasons. I don't really want to get into it, but these guys are whiny babies, Doug. How are we whining about losing at a video game right now, all together collectively, guys? Like, how is this big of a topic of conversation? Oh, I'm losing all my killer matches. Like, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah.
I do have my simple answer for why it's happening, probably, but at the same time, still I would never blame the game for losing, right? I mean, yeah, a little, but there's things that happen, right? There's a couple of problems that I have, aim dressing is what they call it in DBD, which is auto aim in most other games. When you play Killer, sometimes you'll be try to hit someone, and your camera will force you to turn a different way, or whatever. Sometimes there's lag, I'll get a grab, but I won't. So, there's things that actually fuck you over, but for the most part, it's a skill issue, dudes. I'm telling you, it's not that bad. Like, from me, I get terrible games sometimes. And, like, and then sometimes I'm just destroying people. So, like, you know.
But you've been into the game for a while. It is true, though, that, like, in the past, there have been some, like, really toxic, unbalanced metas, though, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure, right? Things are at the best point they've ever been in terms of balance. And I think people are just whining. I think part of the reason, like the actual reason, is the queue times. There's been a huge increase in killer queue times for a while now, especially since FNAF Springtrap released. So, I mean, you're waiting like 5 minutes for a match. No way the MMR's right at that point. You know, you're getting what you get. So
waiting at all to play killer is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the real problem. And other than that, people are just being fucking babies, dude.
Sounds like a lot of people who Survivor main or solo only Survivor, they just want to play Freddy Funbear and they've never actually played killer before and they're finding out.
It could be that. It could be a bunch of new people. I don't know though. I doubt it because new people get put with other new people, supposedly. But these queue times, you know, there's no telling actually. So.
But yeah, it smells like Get Good to me.
Yeah, right. It's the whole thing stinks. Like I've been watching these videos. Like I've seen like 3 or 4 videos of people talking about this shit just to like talk about it because it's something because everyone's talking about it. But it's like this is a big nothing burger to me. You guys are just being babies. Just man up, dude. Just play the game. Like if you're gonna play the game, play the game. And if you're not gonna play it, you think it's too hard, don't play it.
Like imagine, like it's like. I want to do that. I want to have fun. I want to relax. This thing is not giving me either of those. Better double down.
Better go on Twitter and complain. That's what I need to do right now. Let's go to Reddit.
Couldn't be me, bruh. Could not be me.
Why the fuck am I losing every game? I'm getting 4 out in every game. I just dude typing at his keyboard just.
Dude, you know who else is complaining right now?
Who is?
People who wanted a much more severe sentencing for Sean Combs.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Orc City. Okay.
No, I think we'll probably end on Orc City.
You gotta get me there. Yeah. The Diddy trial has come to a conclusion, right?
Yeah. So
our boy Diddy. Our boy,
no.
Diddy.
No.
Our boy, he buys all of our baby oil.
Shoot. Think about how much he bought. That would have been an investment opportunity.
Yeah, we should start selling baby oil specifically to Diddy. Now that he can use it again.
There's no way. He's not. His bail was denied, so he went right back to the cell after the sentencing. But what got handed down specifically?
Yeah, let's talk about the charges.
So he was acquitted of racketeering conspiracy. He was also acquitted of 2 counts of sex trafficking, which is crazy. Based off of some of the stories, how did he duck those? I guess the jury decided that there wasn't conclusive enough evidence to match the specific charges.
Yeah.
And racketeering, that one makes sense that he got off on that because it's kind of a broad charge. Like you can call a lot of stuff racketeering.
And a one man racketeering ring is crazy.
Yeah. But proving racketeering is a whole other ballgame. What they got him on was 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, which kind of seems to me like it's like sex trafficking, but lesser.
Sex trafficking light.
Yeah, indeed.
It's just like I'm bringing a prostitute to my house.
Yeah.
I'm hiring a sex worker from out of state.
Yeah.
I feel like is what that is.
Yeah, you put it like that, that makes sense to me. But yeah, he's looking at up to 20 years in the slammer.
Because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, prostitution is illegal in this country, except in one city.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say except in one
area,
one county.
Yeah, wherever it is.
But yeah,
it's not legal in Las Vegas, guys.
Different county.
Put your dick away, Walter. Put your dick away, Walter. We're still in Las Vegas, Walter.
I am the one who cocks.
We gotta get you to the Bunny Ranch, Walter.
But yeah, so a lot of like in 20 years, let's ask how old he is. Super Gronk. They call him Super Gronk now. I don't know why they do this.
America Party, dude.
So gay. All right.
What are you gonna ask him?
How old Diddy is though? Let's see if it gives me AVE back. Oh yeah, no, dude, this might as well be for the rest of his life. He's 55 right now. So, I mean, you do your whole 20. I doubt there's going to be any provisions for him getting out early. He's probably going to spend every second of every year that he gets given. So, yeah, getting out at 75,
Rough.
And we got the Blue Chews technology.
I mean,
we got the technology. He might go
he
back
can
to-
still freak off in prison if he wants to.
Prison is one big
I mean,
freak off.
He's gonna have to get drugs like funneled in, but once he gets that, then he can have his freak offs.
True. And you know, I was thinking about this. So El Salvador, they just released like a really cool hip Instagram Reels style video showcasing what their new prison is like. And most of these prisoners, they're going out into the country and doing trade work as part of their rehabilitation.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute. Prison can be something other than a rape and gang violence, 24/7 mayhem. Like, American prison is dark. It's a scary fucking place.
I mean, for sure.
Like, we don't let them do anything. We don't give them.
I think
hardly
Louisiana still has work camps.
I think that's preferable to, hey, you
I don't-
can do nothing all day. Do whatever you can figure out to do, but we're not going to give you anything like work or, you know, our library. We haven't put a new book in that since the 80s.
I think they make license plates, don't they?
If you've ever done it, well, not in Alabama, it's blind people make our license plates, which is really cool. It's cool that there's employment opportunities for the differently abled. But like, if you do a deep dive on most of America's prisons, point blank period, nothing at all in there except this crazy black market of just like, it is all just gang violence and rape. You know, I was like, it's so scary. I would not recommend going down that rabbit hole. But I was just like,
Right.
what a contrast, you know? The most evil thing that you could ever.
Right. I heard those
possibly-
El Salvador prisons were really crazy too.
I mean, the intake process looks wild, but then you see
That they
it's
become
essentially a jobs program, and I'm like, it could be something.
actually rehabilitation.
Yeah, so that was wild. But I say all that to say, Diddy's going to be in his element. He's going to be fine.
Well, he's probably gonna have a white collar prison anyway.
I don't know that it's much better in a white collar, to be honest with you.
Much better? Probably not. Well, no, it's better in terms of like who you're with.
I guess
You could be Jordan Belfort with Tommy John, you know, whatever. What Bernie? I cannot remember all the names that went to white collar prison, but white collar prison is definitely better than just being with the hordes. I think.
Speaking of hordes,
Because I feel like some white collar prisons, then they let you like do whatever you want as long as you come back.
yeah, I mean, that was the deal that Epstein got during his first bid.
But Diddy's not going to get that.
No, there's not
Diddy's
no
not gonna get
shot. You mentioned hordes, though. Hordes. Now, for a guy like me,
I was like, oh no, did I make that too simplified? Did I really just offend people?
a guy like me, I hear the word horde. I think about orcs.
Right. A
And-
guy like you.
Yeah, I think I want to leave off today. Last topic. Twitter. Usually, it's not been since the X reimagining. We've had less of this behavior, but this week, for July 4th, we got a return to the good old Twitter days of old, where there was a character of the day. Everybody on the site got onto this one guy's case because he was acting a fool, and we just all made fun of him. Now, this guy's name is John A. Douglas. He's a fantasy author. This is going to be relevant later.
Makes sense.
But people jumped him because he came for Hideo Kojima.
He did.
He wanted to make fun of Kojima's writing. And his tweet goes, whenever somebody glazes Hideo Kojima, remember, he once made a boss character that's a lard ass in a bomb disposal suit, riding around on rollerblades and sipping wine from a wine glass with a straw. His name, Fat Man. dot dot dot. The implication there being like he's turning his nose up at that, as if this guy isn't the coolest fucking guy you've ever seen.
What game is he from?
He's one from the Metal Gear games.
Okay. Fat man.
Yeah.
Drinking wine from a straw on rollerblades.
And then also ignoring that maybe a Japanese guy writing a character Fat Man is loading in the implication of like, this is how serious and deadly this guy is. Maybe on a Japanese writer's mind, like the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are going to weigh pretty heavily. One of those bombs was named Fat Man.
God Lord, I forgot about that.
So, just, the name sounds simple, but it's actually kind of brilliant when you actually examine it in its context. So people were just kind of mad at him at first. Lots of people gave real reasons. Will actually pushed up the glasses. The kill shot came when user largest rodent said, "This is how this guy's book starts, by the way." And I'm going to read you these couple sentences.
Before you read it, read what it's called.
The title of the book, I actually don't know what this book is called.
Yeah, but what's that? That's just prologue.
Yeah. So these are the opening lines to this book.
Well,
the Orc city smoldered, burned down in the wake of battle. The ground soaked in a knuckles depth of blood and ash. The savage cries of its defenders now silent and still as its ruin was overseen by the architect of its very destruction. The Orc wars were finally over. There was nothing more reviled than the Orc, said the Elvish king. My favorite dig at this section was like, okay, this author wants to criticize writing. Meanwhile, he can't start a sentence without the letter T.
With
Yeah, well, no, it's T. So there's a lot of the, but even there is nothing more. That's a T word.
But I mean, that doesn't bother me so much. Well, hold on. Before we got to talk about Orc City, bro. We got to talk about the Orc City. Orc City, Nevada. It's a great place. You can go visit with your family. Go on the road trip. They got orcs by the dozen in there.
And where the orcs are green and the girls are pretty.
It's not in the county of prostitution, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think some orcs are willing to go there. Be careful, you could get caught for ditty charges.
I mean, some orcs are going to take you there. There's a lot of death by snoo snoo in Orc City, Nevada.
Oh man, Doctor?
Doctor?
I really like the Futurama reference, thank you. But yeah, so this guy's, I wanted to make my Orc City joke, sorry. Orc City, Nevada. Just a place we all know.
Of course.
It's smoldered and it's the Orc Wars,
But
I would say that's pretty bland.
it's incredibly bland. To get even more critical about it, my guy, this is your universe. You're trying to get me invested and drawn in. The Orc City, you can't name it. There's not a name that you could come up with for the... I know it's destroyed. I know it's not going to be super relevant going forward, but that city probably had a name. The orcs probably called it something.
Yeah.
That's a really important detail.
Yeah, true. And then the Elvish King said orcs are bad.
Another guy who should have a name. Yeah, just really, really weak, bland writing for sure.
Yeah, it seems very cliche and it just sounds like fantasy garbage. I don't know. Maybe the actual book's good, but
It could be.
this guy's a writer, right? Maybe he's pretty good.
And, he kind of came out the winner at the end of... Because he did bear the brunt of a full 48 hours of just vicious criticism. But now millions of people know who this guy is. They know that he writes. He's probably gotten some book sales off this, even if it's for people to hate read.
Yeah.
They
They want to read about Orc City.
This is kind of like best marketing a guy could have hoped for.
Yeah, crazy. All you gotta do is make fun of Hideo Kojima.
But yet you can't come for the king. Not the GOAT. Not after Death Stranding 2, aka the game of the year. Not after that comes out. Right after that comes out.
Did you see anything from that game, by the way?
I'm loving the clips out of it.
The dude that loves pizza, he's hilarious.
The pizza fight is magnificent. Also, the graphic. This is the first time that I've seen actual good next-gen graphics. Particularly of Léa Seydoux, who plays Fragile. All of her moments, they just look like she's on film. Very impressive with the team over there I guess it's called Kojima Productions now.
Yeah, he left Konami or whatever.
So, yeah, shouts out to that. But the real joy of this, outside of just taking the piss and taking this guy down a peg, is because this is so vague, Orc City could be anything. So you plug all these ideas into all the meme formats of the past 20 years. One I really liked was they went, ever since you left Orc City, you know, you can do it with anything.
Okay, just plug in Orc City into whatever.
Yeah. So if you wanna give yourself a fun little, you're bored, your socials are dry.
I never thought I'd hear that fucking song again. The fucking Hotline Bling.
Moment of truth, hand to God, it's still on my playlist.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm not like the biggest Drake head, but his hits are hits.
I mean, that's like a literal 2016 Drake, like that's the old school. Now.
Yeah.
It was the new school.
God's plan's there too.
But, yeah, that's funny. Orc City, dude.
Orc City.
I'm going. I'm planning my trip.
Help! An elf has fallen into the river in Orc City. Let him drown.
The architect of his own destruction. He jumped in the river.
Yeah, now you're getting it. Now you're thinking about orcs.
What did the Elvish King say? There is nothing more reviled than the orc.
Yeah.
We hate orcs. We all know what orc is code for. Orcs.
Yeah, exactly. If you thought it was something else, you're a lib.
Oh man, that is something I want to come up with actually. I'm going to come up with a liberal quiz to see how liberal you are.
Dude, I've taken a lot.
Do you like electric vehicles? Not Tesla.
Well, it depends. How many wheels does it have? There's a lot of pretty cool electric motorcycles right now.
How do you feel about healthcare?
Not a right. Not a basic human right, that's for sure.
What? You don't think so?
No.
How do you feel about China?
I mean, they're like cool and all, but also kind of our enemy. It's crazy that we breezed past this news story. We recently caught 3 Chinese nationals sneaking into the country with a fungus that would have completely decimated our wheat production.
What the hell?
Yeah. So,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, we stopped them, and thank God. If you do a little bit of digging into that story, it turns out that's also what they successfully did that to Florida orange production. There's a citrus disease that has like strangled the fuck out of the Florida orange industry.
Yeah.
And it's like 100% confirmed. It was introduced by China. They got some of their guys in there.
They're trying to ruin other people's industries.
Yeah, there's a good Trump clip about it where he's interviewing somebody and he's like, she was like, wow, but China's doing this to us. You don't seem all that concerned. He's like, well, we stopped them, and besides, you think we're not doing that kind of thing to them? So,
let's go!
I mean, kind of cool.
America first, turn the tables!
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to treat us like that, like...
Yeah, it's almost like they're doing corporate espionage.
Yeah. Which they do a ton of that in Silicon Valley, for sure. It's a huge meme that, like, if you go to San Francisco and you work for a startup, if your startup, your startup is going to be successful when you're assigned a Chinese state asset girlfriend.
It's time to start our startup.
I guess. I'll take a little bit of China's.
Let's get a fun app going. You and me, we're gonna make an app about apples and ranking them. Oh fuck!
No. That's going to be the training data for our LLM, our AI agent. It's just going to be, it's produce. We'll come up with a name for it.
You scan the produce.
Scan the produce, and it gives you objective rankings. And for right now, it only works with apples, and it really only has one guy's opinion. But through the power of AI technology, we'll be able to aggregate produce reviews from across the entire internet of sources, and you'll know whether what you're getting at the store, the country of origin, is it in season? Is it actually ripe, or are they tricking you?
You'll know if the bananas are the best bananas.
Yeah. So the name for this AI agent is going to be PRO.2 Produce. Yeah, PRO2S Produce. Produce. It's what's in your cart.
That's a great idea. We just came with a great business idea.
Hey, Y Combinator, it's me, Doug Bennett, and my partner Seth Nacho. We just pitched Produce, the new AI agent to help you shop. We think this is going to be big, and honestly, you can have the idea for like $200,000. $200? I was saying $50. I only need $100K. Like,
yeah, that'd be great.
I'm not splitting $100K with you.
Either that, or any software developers in chat wanna drop their line.
Yeah, but we have it on the record now as this is our idea. So whatever you do, you gotta cut us in.
Yeah, this is now on the record. Like, you can't. If you make this, we said it first. So I'm just saying.
We just founded an app.
Okay. Let's get some software engineers in here.
Yeah. We can't.
We'll be the face of the app.
All the best software engineers were in Orc City. The Elvish King reviled them too much.
The Orc City, no! The Orc City programmers. That would make a lot of sense, dude. I feel like that could be a liberal label. Orcs are people that work on programming software all day.
A little bit.
There's your meta-analysis.
Indeed. Well, man, a fun app. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Is there anything else you wanted to get off your chest?
Nah, dog. I think I'm straight, but I think you ought to part a shot. Get that ball rolling.
Oh, you think so?
I think it's time.
Okay, well. My dudes and dudettes, welcome to the in-game chat. It's time to talk about what you need to do every week. What you need to go consume every week.
Has anyone ever thought to be so much far more as to do look more like?
It's called twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Streams Mondays and Tuesdays, and maybe a secret stream. Did you enjoy this week's secret stream?
It was nice, man.
Because, like, you were in and out of chatting,
Yeah.
but, like, I knew you were there. So I was like, hell yeah. I was really just doing it for you and me, for real.
Hey, it was great.
But then I had some more people come in, so that was cool. But, yeah, come check out the streams.
Wouldn't share the sake.
Okay. Come check out the streams, guys. And then besides that, I guess I'm looking forward to no tax on tips as it comes out. We'll see how that gets coded into law, or how that works. Because I don't think it's not that they don't get taxed. That's something else. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, there was definitely no tax up to a certain amount of reported tips, and then probably tax on after. But they never could collect. As long as you didn't report cash tips, they couldn't collect tax on it. So hopefully you're smart enough to not be reporting your cash tips.
I don't know. Anyway, excited for that. Cool that the bill got passed.
Yeah. Over here, it's your boy, Doug B. You know where to find me. If you don't, the links are in the descriptions, as per usual. In terms of something to think about, I'll throw in something I like from the bill. ICE, now they're just as well funded as the Marine Corps. It's starting to look like things are going to happen, especially when you combine that with the fact that SCOTUS handed down is like, no, the lower district court judges can't they can't veto these immigration orders from the president. Like, they don't have the scope of authority to do that. So combine SCOTUS basically saying, go ahead and do these deportations, and now they have the money and the ability to hire the bodies to do it. We might get our country back, you guys.
I got a fun one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Take me back to the Orc City where the Elvish king says they're reviled and not pretty.
No.
Please, won't you take me back home?
Very good.
Sorry, I just had that joke come into my head.
Oh, you had to get it out, man.
Yeah.
I get it.
Had to get out the Orc City joke.
Yeah. And then in terms of something to think about, I don't know. I mean, yeah. So if you're one of those elvish types, you know that there is nothing more reviled than the orc. So think about that, and think about whether you're an elvish type or an orcish type. And then try to stay away from anywhere that has a knuckles depth of blood and ash. That's usually not a good time.
think about this. If you're an elvish type, do you really want to keep the 9 rings and not 9 rings? Sorry, I think it was 3 for the elvish kings. You want to keep 3 rings and Sauron alive just to keep magic alive? Bro, the age of man is now.
Get real. Get real. But other than that, revile your orcs perhaps. Who can say? But whatever you do, you got to do what you always got to do, which is carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
Xiao Hongshu.